Well, hello everyone, and welcome to Mental Junk Food, and this is the place where we talk about all things comics, sci-fi, horror, fantasy, pulp culture, and everything in between. And I am your host, CB Smallwood, with you on this. It's currently Thursday morning where I'm at, like way in the wee hours of Thursday, wherever. The day doesn't matter, but the news of the day does. And today's topic, I wanted to talk a little bit about Dan Fraga. Is it Fraga or Fraga? I'm not for sure. I apologize about mispronouncing names. I'm terrible with it. I'm the worst man in the world when it comes to pronouncing names. But first, before I go any further with the story, I just want to remind everybody that I have a comic book that I'm working on. It's called Wildcat, penciled and inked, and written by me. I don't know when it's going to come out, but I'll launch either an Indiegogo or Kickstarter for it. Either in the next couple months or a year from now. It's finished when it's finished, and if you're interested, I'll leave a link down in the comment section down below for you to join the mailing list to be notified when it's out. Alright, so promotion aside, let's get this bad boy out of here and let's talk about the news of the day and pull my folder up. As you can see, I got a few screenshots to share with you, and for those of you that are not familiar, let's get familiar here. This is a really cool guy named Dan Fraga. Probably not pronouncing your last name right. Apologize, but Dan, I think most people know him from his work back in the 90s. That's where I know him from, and he worked for Image Comics, for Maximum Press and Extreme Studios and all that stuff, working under Rob Liefeld. Now, Dan did really cool stuff like this, to refresh your memory, like the Berserkers. I mean, he did a whole bunch of other stuff too. But I really enjoy this. I mean, doesn't this look really cool to you? It looks cool to me. The Berserkers. Let's zoom in a little bit. Look at that. I always thought his art had this very organic vibe about it, and it was just fun. It just oozed fun. It's like he got it. Out of probably all the artists that Rob Liefeld had under his employ, Dan was one of my favorites, and still is. He's just really good, and in recent years, he's upped his game, and he's got kind of like a mixture of what he used to do with a little bit of Kim G. I can't again, terrible with names, but let's take a look a little bit of what he does now, right? So here's all this stuff, right? Really, really good, super detailed. It's just still got that organic vibe, fun, and full of imagination. So anyway, what we're here to talk about today is how he's been treated since it's come out that he's Comicsgate. He's not been treated as awful as some other people that have come out as Comicsgate, but it's not been pleasant either, Over on his Facebook, and that's kind of what spurred me to make this video in the first place. In Facebook feed, I saw a post that he had done, and I thought it was pretty interesting. If I can zoom in here a little bit, and there we go. This is what Dan had to write. He said, because I keep getting asked, why are you Comicsgate? First off, Comicsgate isn't a hate group. It's been meticulously painted to look like it is by opposition. A few months ago, I was resistant to join up with them because of their reputation. After looking much deeper into it, I realized that my values, especially the ones regarding the respect of our audience, are in alignment. Regarding the perception that it's a hate group, I've known Ethan for more than 25 years and know he is a good person. Yes, sometimes he can say controversial things, though it's usually satirical. Yes, learn the English language, CB. Though it's usually satirical with real point. When people accuse CG of bullying, then bullying is usually a response to an attack. What I'm opposed to is bullying in its truest form, when it's based from bigotry. A few weeks ago, I was attacked on Twitter for saying I like Cyberfrog. All I said was that I felt like I got my money's worth. What followed was a barrage of name-calling. The same day, J. Scott Campbell was attacked for drawing the way he draws, with people saying that he should break his hands and that he deserves no rights for the way he portrays women. And I am adamantly against this, and so is CG. I am opposed to those who use tactics like calling someone names like racist, sexist, misogynist, bigot, or homophobe to smear that person's rep, rendering anything they have to say to be filtered by the accusations. All accused can do is be defensive or angry, only supporting the accusations. I am CG because I respect the fans and won't be inauthentic or pander to them with characters that are contrived to represent a group type. Denny O'Neil and Neil Adams did it with Class back in the day. Nowadays, it's insulting. I am CG so I can be free. If anything, I hope to bring into light what's perceived as a dark place. Anyone who truly knows me, I'm not down with hate of any sort. Okay, so this post really intrigued me because it wasn't just his statement on why he's Comicsgate, but it was also the type of replies he got. You got, some replies of support, but he also got some messages of the opposite, of course. And that's what really bothered me. And let's see if I can get that pulled up here. I'm real low tech today with my screenshots. You have to forgive me. Let's zoom in here. All right. Hopefully you can see these. Okay. So, Erin Larson of Savage Dragon fame, previously of Spider-Man, co-founder of Image Comics along with 6 or 7 other guys. He chimed in on Dan's post, and this is what he had to say. Eric says, "Sorry, dude, but this is where we part company. These are not good people." And that's kind of a scary thing, for someone that is a partner, publisher, or whatever of Image Comics telling you that he doesn't like the company that you keep, and he's parting ways with you, What does that mean? Does that mean Dan's not allowed to print anything with Image? Now, he didn't say that. Don't want to put words in Eric's mouth, but it makes you wonder, We're just playing, just kind of thinking out loud. But the thing that bothers me most about it is, why is the people you hang out with, why are you judged by those people? Why can't you be judged on your own merits? Why can't you be judged as an individual? I don't understand that. You're not the group. You're not your parents or your grandparents. You are you. And you should be judged according to your actions and according to how you conduct yourself. And I don't understand this, sorry. I don't understand this groupthink mentality. I really disagree with it, because we're all individuals. I mean, as individuals, we can join groups. We can join Republican parties or Democrat parties or whatever, socialist, whatever floats your boat. But at the end of the day, you're not the whole of that party, the whole of that group that you hang out with, or any of that. You're still you. And in this weird society that we're living in right now, there's no separation. You say that you support this or support that, all of a sudden that is the whole of who you are, but that's not true. We as human beings, we are individuals made up of different interests, wants, and needs. We've got things that makes us bad as individuals and things that makes us good. And, I believe that we have to look at more of what makes us good than what makes us bad. We don't ignore the bad, but at the same time, we can't discount the good that's in the individual. And so it bothers me to see people basically bail on Dan because he came out that he is Comicsgate. He supports Comicsgate. He feels like its values are in line with his after he did research on it. He actually went out and done research on it, and I think a lot of people haven't done the research. And, there is a lot of bad articles about Comicsgate out there. There's very few good ones, and I feel it's important to read both. You got to read the bad and the good and the good and the bad to make an informed decision. But most people don't want to do that. It's the same way with politics. Most people don't want to research their political views. They just want to believe what they want to believe, and they want to go about their daily life because the things that they believe, it just makes their existence easier. That's the way most people are wired. And if you're one of those people that's wired that way, I don't mean to say that in a derogatory way. I'm just basically stating what I see as an observation, if that makes sense. But I just wish people would be a little bit more open-minded and see people as individuals and stop looking at people as part of a collective. Because the danger of that is if one or two people that's part of a collective or part of a group or whatever does something bad, then all of a sudden you're tainted with that. I don't think that's right. I don't agree with that. But yeah, let me pull that up one more time. There was something at the bottom that I really needed to get. Oh, here it is. Erin Larson at the bottom. He wrote in reply to Mr. Rick Garcia. He said, Erin Larson, you have to part company. Why not just agree to disagree, but still be pals? So that's a really good point. That segues into something else I wanted to talk about, the polarization of society, the fact that everyone feels the need to segregate and to embrace tribalism, where they have to stick with their own tribe and not mingle with other people. There used to be a time in this country, and maybe worldwide, but I can only speak for my personal experience in this country, where people had a phrase where they would agree to disagree and they could stay friends, and that topic would just be taboo between the two of them, if it got heated. And the term agree to disagree is a beautiful thing because it allows people to still be in the same space, to work together, to enjoy one another's company. You don't have to agree on everything. And now we live in a polarized society where everyone is forced to choose sides and agree on everything. And it's ridiculous, You don't want group thought and group think. You want to be an individual. At least I would think so. So Erin Larson replies back to Rick in response to, you have to part company. Why not just agree to disagree, but still be pals? And this is what Eric had to say. Rick, because a person is judged by the company they keep, I get wanting a support ground and a supportive community of like-minded individuals working toward a common goal. But if you join a church and find that they are burning crosses in lawns, molesting children, and bombing health clinics, you leave that church. Comicsgate is not full of good people. Well, I don't know. I think if Comicsgate was burning churches, burning crosses and lawns, molesting children, and bombing health clinics, they would have went away a long time ago. That there would have been absolutely no support, and they wouldn't be growing. And they are growing. They're getting people from various fandoms that's joining Comicsgate, like the Star Wars fandom, Star Trek fandom, a lot of people that's disappointed and disenfranchised with a lot of stuff that's going on in various fandoms, right? But anyway, I disagree with Eric Larson's comparison there. I get what he's saying, though. I understand what he's saying. What he's trying to say is that, if somebody joins something that's really naughty and bad, that you should leave it. You know, you don't join it or whatever. But he's entirely ignored everything that Dan said. Dan said that he actually researched this thoroughly, and he came to the conclusion that it's a good thing, and he's still the same person he's always been. He's still going to be the same person what time he's in Comicsgate. And, you know, he just entirely glossed over that, I feel. But anyway, the point of this video, other than all the stuff I just talked about, I don't like the fact that there's a lot of people in Dan's life that are supposed to be his friends and colleagues, and they're telling him that that they can't hang with him no more. You know, they can't be seen with him no more. And the more brutal ones is you know, them just parting ways, and then that's it. That's the end. I don't know. I just think that's I don't know. I don't think a friendships and working relationships and everything should hinge on who you hang with. You know, I don't know. That's just me. That's just me. But let me know in the comment section down below what you all think. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Let's see if I can pull up some pictures here. Where we at here? There's Dan. Where else we got here? There we go. There's Dan Fraga's current thing that he's working on. I think it's called Black Flag. I never read Black Flag back in the day. That's one of the books I missed out on that he drew. But this is his creation, and he's going to be doing an Indiegogo for it. So check that out. You know, whenever that's out. And let me know in the comment section down below, what do you think about all this? Do you agree or disagree with anything I said? And, you know, especially if you disagree, you know, be sure to put that down in the comments, because you represent a certain segment of people that, you know, probably don't like my videos or don't like what I have to say. And so when you express your viewpoint, you know, it's good to get that out there, a different viewpoint that's opposed to mine, so people know, like, hey, you told that guy off in that YouTube video. That sucks. Regardless, I want to say thank you to all my loyal, royal, faithful, and true followers that stuck with me through the thick and thin. As always, this is CB Smallwood, and I will see you in the next video.